Yo, what's going on? Get this day started. Just check the news real quick. And then wanted to show you guys the trade that bot number one took yesterday because that was exciting. All right, what is this? Oh, we had initial jobless claims this morning. And yo, cracks, what's up? Crank that up. How have you been doing trading? I always hear from you. Oh, but then I don't I don't remember hearing you talk about what's going on with your trades. All right, we had initial jobless claims at 8:30, and then we got some stuff. We got PMI 9:45, existing home sales at 10. So we need to watch out between 9:45. We need to watch out at 9:45 and at 10. And I say that because we're scalping. I don't need to be in a trade. I'm looking for 3 points, and then the market takes like a 50-point dump in the wrong direction. It'd be great if it went in the same direction, but man, Apex is doing their whole 90% off right now, and I'm so tempted to just buy like 10 25K accounts and send half in one direction and half in the other direction. And it's like I feel like that's a guaranteed way to pass half of them, but then now I'm stuck with paying all these funded fees, and I still got to get the payout. And if you don't get the payout, then I just paid funded fees for nothing. And we have no shortage of accounts. I have 4 active. 2 of them I might cancel and just sign up under the 90K or under the 90% instead of paying the. Oh, I just exited Rhythmic. Um, a couple weeks. Oh, nice. Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing then. Yeah, it's very tempting. Like I said, like I have 4. Like, why do I need to? What? Like, all I'm trying to do is skip the next couple days. Like the way I trade with this, we should be able to pass these accounts in relatively quickly. So it's tempting, but it's like that's just the. I don't know. It's a bad idea. At least what I'm doing. If I didn't have any accounts that I was already working on, then like yeah, why not just go for it? But I have accounts. Just focus on these. Um, trying to make sure everything is okay. The copy trading's running. Uh, bot 1 is running. Bot 2 is running. I think I fixed this. I'm still getting some weird, like the SAR, this little dot, this indicator, the SAR on the chart sometimes does not line up with the SAR value with the code, but it's using like a function for the built-in indicator. So I'm not sure if it's like there's some additional settings in here like calculation type that I don't see I have access to this in the code. So that might be off, but everything's back to how it was before, and I was happy with how it was working before I tinkered with it the other day. So that's just how it's going to be. I'm just going to leave it like that. And obviously bot 1 is now doing its new improved entries, waiting for swings to be taken out on the 5-minute. Just double checking. This is on account 34. This should be 28. And this should be 35. Yeah. Okay. I think we're good. Okay, so yesterday I left bot 1 didn't take any trades yesterday on the stream, but it freaking took a gnarly trade. I was so proud of it on in the afternoon. Or was yesterday? All this? About 221 right here. So yesterday on the 5-minute, open right here, we have fair value gaps. Like these all would have been taken on a previous version if it was in the time frame 10. This was right after 11. So it would have taken this one, which came back, it would have tagged them in, and the previous version I think would have got out of one contract, but then the other two would have been losers because this just turned around and went up. But the new version waited through all this because none of these fair value gaps broke any swings. It waited for this guy. I'm sorry if you already saw this on Discord and I'm repeating myself, but I'm sure there's some people watch this later and stuff. This fair value gap right here was the first 5-minute fair value gap that broke a swing low right here. So it took an entry at the bottom of the gap, and I'd had it set to take an entry at the middle of the gap. I could have had it take one at the top of the gap, and all three would have hit, but it got in a short here, and then it sat through all this. The stop was up here, and then targeting a 1-to-1 from that. So I don't know, roughly around there. So it got out right there. I did have a bug in the code where my shorts on my second entry, it had to take profit wrong. So it only got out of the first entry, and the second entry was still in it when I came in and checked on this. So I did squeeze out some extra, like 30 points out of this on the second entry, but all of them would have obviously been exited there. But I did fix that bug. But that's why I'm running it live instead of that version's not available yet for anybody while I just run it live myself and test it. But damn, that was perfect. It's exactly what I wanted it to do. Wait for a swing to be taken out. Took that one, and then I almost think, or no, it stops running at 1. It stops looking for new setups at 1 because there's another fair value gap right here that took out a swing. So if it wasn't in these, then it would have taken that as well. But this was after 1, and I have it stop looking for setups at 1. So that was perfect. Oh, look at this. If I let it run all day, this fair value gap took out this swing. It would have placed orders there and just let them sit there. And the market came right back and tagged that. Damn. Obviously not letting it run past 4 p.m. But yeah, pretty exciting stuff if you ask me. I feel like that one's really getting dialed in now. My backtesting results have shown it's definitely improved. It was already doing good without having to restrict with swings, but the swings just prevent even more losses. So I'm gonna let the market, I'm gonna let the open settle down for a second. I'll be right back. I'll be back in a few minutes. Just keep an eye on the bots for me, if you will. Auto. All right, I'll be back in like 5 minutes. All right. What do we got? What do we have going on here? Oh, this is supposed to be on the 30-second. Sorry. So this guy's already taken two wins, right? Yeah. Look at this higher time frame. Jesus. I would think it's time for us to change our bias now. Instead of us going down, we're probably just going to keep going up. But do we go down? We had all this move down and then just display straight up. I don't think there's any reason for us to go back down here, but like I always say, market can and will do whatever it wants. This is getting it was a little choppy this morning. Again, we had initial jobless claims at 8:30, and now we have news at 9:45 and at 10. So it could just be crap in between those time frames or those times. I know you cracks. You said you trade. I know you said you started trading the 5 second. I don't remember if you ever said like what are you trading or what are you looking for? You don't have to give me like your whole setup strat, but like do you trade like fair value gaps and stuff or trend lines? Some super secret indicator? This is ugly if the Heiken-Ashi has a bunch of wicks like that. Usually Heiken-Ashi looks like this. Try to smooth stuff out. So it's a huge indicator that we are chopping. Plus, you can use your eyeballs and see. Okay. Looking for bounces. Just like reactions off of points of interests. I mean, I guess that's what I'm doing, just using fair value gaps. Right. Joseph, good morning. Yeah, good idea. I think I want to. I'm gonna add that option to both of these bots. I won't use it. I don't think I'll use it on this first one because if a gap breaks a swing, I think it's worth a shot to take it regardless if I think the market's going up or down. and if it's in the reverse direction. However, this one, I want to build a like in this for the settings for the bot, a little drop down that says, all trades or only shorts or only longs. And then I want to test it on like a range like this. Like this is the daily. So go back and back test these days between whatever this time frame is, and then tell it to only take longs throughout these weeks and see how it does. And then when we hit red days, tell it to only take shorts on those days, and then see how it does. Just, can't hurt to try it. I think that would improve this guy down here like a lot. I also need it. I'm too focused on trying to improve these versus building it for NinjaTrader. But I need to do that too. But then if I build these for NinjaTrader, anytime I have an update for one, I got to go, find the updated on. It's not that big. I'm lazy. I'm a programmer. Like programmers are inherently lazy. Like I don't want to have to update code in 4 different places. That's what's drawn me to programming, and that's what's drawn me to trading. I could just sit here and click, make money. Even though I've had jobs in my life that were, working outside and extremely labor intensive, and still trading is harder than that. But people don't understand that. Came back to this 1 minute gap here. Just looking for we had a bounce off of that, but oh, very nice cracks. I wasn't paying attention to the freaking time. Oops. I'm going to try double dipping on this because then we created a 5-second gap there. I just clicked exit. I don't like I don't like 5-second candles overlapping like that many times. I think, and by the time we got out, it gave us a point. So take it. I got to stop sitting forward like that. So once again, we took our points out of this move without a 5-second gap, but I'm telling you guys, this strategy works. Look, 1 minute, hit it. What do we created a 5-second gap right here. Depending on where you got in, the market did create a 5-second gap, go in, respect. It didn't go beneath the swing, and it did offer points. So when these setups form, the biggest thing for me is to wait for it to come back because I'm not looking for a lot of points. So I can't be getting in that high. I have to waiting for a red candle is going to help a lot. But waiting for it to really dig into that gap is that's my money right there. It needs to be in the gap, red candle, and then if it does go down into drawdown, I can withstand it because we're already in the gap. The swing shouldn't be that far away from our entry, but man, Apex did their 90% off perfectly with the news today. I'm sure plenty of people are trying to do the whole half, pass half, fail half. It's odd the SAR is still up here at the top. I don't even know what the hell SAR is, and I have it coded into this bot. Mm. It's pretty complex. All right, we just left a pretty big 1 minute. Like I've talked about this guy down here, I don't like taking longs when we're at the high of like the day. And we're at the high of like the last several weeks as well. Or a couple weeks, 2 weeks. Didn't create any fair value gaps on the 5-second. That's okay. I mean, just with that one trade, or well, two trades, but I mean, I'm up 127 on each of the accounts I'm trading. And I have to, trading gives me such a warped perception of money. I mean, there's some people who work all day long and don't make $127. I try to keep that attitude. We created a fair value of 5-minute up here, or sorry, 5-second, but we'll just keep waiting. We're not in any rush. Is anybody out there taking anything? Jesus. I kind of, this is a huge 5 minute candle. If this does form a fair value gap, it's going to get in it and it's breaking a swing high. So it's going to be a massive for the first entry. If this candle closes 45 to 84, oh my God. I wonder if I should scale it down. It's going to enter into 2, 3 micro lots. Comes kind of, we have 3 minutes left on this 5 minute. I kind of want it to retrace a little bit so we're not in such a massive move. I did add to this bot the ability to have a trailing stop, but it's just not, I don't think it's going to work. I think the choppy days are going to kill it, obviously, because if I trail it by 30 points, we have to move 30 points just to get to break even. I mean, I could, it, it'd be a lot more complex, but I could have it like once it gets to 10 points in profit, move the stop to break even and then trail by 10 points. But that gets into some complex coding. How I have it now, I can just, it's easy how it enters the trades. But usually this signal or this entry that bot 2 gets in on is typically, or it's always the beginning. No, these larger moves, it's always going to capture the first part of that. It's just, I don't know how to tell if it's just a pullback or if we're actually running. So that bot probably would do better with a trailing stop. It's just a matter of figuring out the perfect original stop to put, and then how much to trail it. And the thing I don't like about trailing is, like I said, if I have a 30-point stop and I trail it, we have to move 60 points just to get to 30 points. It's always going to be 30 points behind. But if I trail it by 30, and then once it gets to, say, I don't know, 15 points of profit, move it to a 15-point trail, something like that. So that 5-minute did not create a gap at all. I almost went and turned that bot off and was going to change the contract size. It didn't even take the trade because there's nothing there. But on the 5-minute, we came right back to this little teeny tiny 5-minute fair value gap. Isn't that something? I wanted to. I'm a little conflicted, so we're gonna wait. And news in less than 3.5 minutes. So on one hand, we came down to this 5-minute little tiny fair value gap, which I don't know if that means anything. It's just interesting whenever the market does stuff like that. But then we created displacement on the way down. Got this order block right here that we came into. So I could see it bouncing off of this. Could also see us continuing lower. That's a pretty cheap way out for me to claim I'm right, regardless which direction it goes. So we took out 950. Curious if we come back up to and ended this one and see how it reacts off of this guy right here. This displacement back up, this would be 50% of this move down. It did break a swing right after, and that was right after we took out this 950 right there. But it's hard to think we're going to go lower when you look at the larger picture. McLovin, what's going on? Let's put took out this right here. And now, I mean, that's pretty Jack attack. That's a pretty clear reading this in ICTs with ICT goggles on. Took out that swing high, displaced down. This would be about 50% fair value gap. This also is just one big fair value gap. And it also broke a swing. And it's about to be 10. Just odd that all that stuff's lining up, right? You didn't miss anything yesterday. It was very, very choppy. We would chop and then like a big move, and then chop, and then a big move. I was able to, I was green on everything, but it was basically break even on my manual trades. But bot number one did freaking. Oh, you were? Wait, sorry. Again. Yeah, 13. Again, I try to remember like everything that you guys tell me and like remember things about certain people, but it's difficult. It's not like it's not like I have thousands of people watching and everyone telling me stuff, but even just having like 10 regulars trying to keep up with everyone's their own little story, you know? It's hard. So, I just need to apologize again if I forget anything that anybody tells me or I ask you guys the same questions. I was asking Crack some questions earlier and I'm like, I feel like I've asked him these before, but I can't remember. But I am genuinely interested in you guys. I don't have the brain capacity for all of that. And it'd probably be a little creepy if I was sitting here. If I was sitting here writing notes every time someone answered a question. Oh man. All right, let's see what this does. I'm not taking a short off of this, but I'm very curious to know if we come back into this and then go down. You're crazy. I guess that's not too hard watching me because I feel like I'm not entertaining, but I'm also just trying to trade. That body respected that 50. Hmm, maybe not. Like I said, this short setup is a hard one for me because I mean I think we're gonna keep going higher, but I'm very certain there are thousands of ICTers out there who are taking this short because it meets everything. And we came up to, or wait, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is anyone taking that? You're bullish. I don't know, man. That 1 minute, that's like a perfect silver bullet, which I mean, those don't have to work. I haven't looked at the 3 minute in a while. Oh, look at that. So you're waiting on a closure on a 3 minute above the gap. Gotcha. Yeah, for sure. like I said, it's a tough call with the. I mean, look at this move from last night. You would think we're just going to keep running higher, but that's where I'm at with the market lately. I think I can read it, but you can't read it. You can try to read it, but it's still going to do whatever it wants, and you just have to accept that and just take the setups that you see. And if you do that, you should be profitable. And if you're not, then either you're not executing your plan or your strategy needs to be adjusted. Got another 5 minute. Okay, so we had this one that was perfect, and then got this guy. I mean, this move offered 40 points. So, I mean, it clearly was something. I mean, if you can't get 40 points out of if you can't get points out of a 40-point move, then maybe some expectations need to change. If this doesn't work, if we go run for these highs, I'm sure a lot of silver bullet ICT traders taking a loss on that. I mean, everything met the requirements, took out liquidity, displaced down, took out a swing, and had an entry at right at 10, basically. Yeah, 10, 1001, 1002. No. Again, I don't have my sound on. I didn't even realize that this was trading down here. Man, with the 90% off with Apex, I'm almost wondering if I should put bot number 2 back on minis, because with the 25K accounts, it's like $16, right? So give it a couple shots to pass that for 16 bucks. It's already up. It's only trading 1 micro. If you guys remember, 1 micro is a tenth of a mini, and it's already up $106 with 1 micro. That's 1,000 on minis. I don't think it's taken a loss today. I also haven't been paying attention. That's account 34. Yeah. It's just going straight up 100% win rate right now. Okay, here's the problem, Joseph and Cracks. I am like pinching pennies right now. Actually, that leads me into a perfect time I mean, there's not some of our normal people I feel like aren't here, but I like I'm a little embarrassed to say this, but I we're gonna have to pause the giveaways. Plenty of people told me I'm giving away too much money, but I have some changes in my life here coming up shortly. And the absolute worst thing I could do right now is give away extra money. So if anybody signed up for memberships only for that reason, I'll give you your $3 back. Just message me on Discord. But I can't. I just have to. I don't want to stop it forever. I just have to pause it right now. maybe we can if anyone wanted, we could do like a I could give away my bot or something, but I just can't be handing out cash at the moment. I want to, but I don't. I think you guys would agree. You don't want me to put myself in a predicament, right? What everyone kept saying, cracks. Everyone's like, "Why don't?" Okay, what? I don't. You weren't here when I first started that. I don't think. And when I announced it to people, I thought everyone would be excited. Everyone's like, "Wait, why would you do that?" Well, I'll try to think of something different. Not everyone uses Quantower, and not everyone is even interested, I guess, in or possibly even interested in bots. So, but I mean, I could give away like a free month for those, or we just gotta pause it for a little bit. That's all. Give me like a month if things are looking good, and then we can resume. But going into a change like this, I need to not be doing that. But you guys can trust me. As soon as I feel comfortable again, I will. I'll put my Oprah outfit on and uh, give it all away. I know, Joseph. I need to do it. Okay, I think Cracks has answered some questions with Ninja. So with Quantower, when I code for Quantower, it exports or like it just compiles DLL files, and then people can just load that into Quantower. With NinjaTrader, I see like anything I've looked up, it's like with NinjaScript and stuff. But does that mean everybody, if I gave somebody that, do they have access to the code on NinjaTrader? Or is that only if you do it a certain way? Like, is there a way to just have like files that people can't easily see the code? Jack, you're interested in longs? Yeah. This displacement is still holding. I mean, I have a daily bias that I'm not doing anything with of longs, but at the same time, I don't know. Yeah, right. Okay. I mean, obviously, if there was somebody out there and they wanted to crack the files and get the code, like they can, but I, it's not. I'm not like. I feel like I don't know. One, I'm not out here claiming that this is going to make you 2,000% on your returns. So those people probably aren't even interested. Two, I don't think I'm charging that much for them. Like some people have said I'm charging too much. I don't, I disagree. So I don't think that there's any reason to. And the last point, if somebody out there does it, so be it. Then I guess I'm not making money off of them, but I think I'd have enough uh, good players in the game that were interested. Oh, come on. This bot down here was doing good, but that was a nasty loss it just took. What the hell? What is going on? Is there more news? It was at 10. Like it waited a minute for all this to happen. Yeah, I don't understand where this just came from, but yeah, for sure, Joseph. I have a programming buddy. Well, I mean, we're friends and like we work together and stuff, and talking to him about it, and he was expressing concern for hackers and stuff and that because the code's locked down to it only works for a month, and then people gotta buy it again. That's the only way I can. Uh, he's like telling me all the ways that somebody could hack it, and I'm like, I understand. I just don't think I'm gonna have to worry about that. And I mean, people hack everything. People hack Windows. People hack Adobe products. It's just how it is. You just gotta give them a reason to not want to. I think by me saying I'm not promising this is profitable is that makes nobody interested. Well, they definitely wouldn't be getting any updates. Like I've already coded some additional stuff, obviously. Like now it takes swings. Like if they didn't know how to code, they wouldn't be able to update theirs, obviously. They would have to get a copy from me again, hack it, get the new code, which, okay, so what? I'll just keep. I mean, that might be a way to prevent it. Just, I plan on having consistent updates with it. So if somebody wanted to keep the newest updates, they would have to pay anyways. Um, as far as like, I do have settings and stuff where anyone has like like there's settings. I can't pull it up right now. Oh, I could do this. So these are the settings for Ratbot 1, and like fair value gap size, time frame, how many entries. So somebody could obviously play around with the settings to get better results. And I'm open about what settings I run, so they could just copy what I'm doing. Back just entered, so we're probably going to get a little bit of a pullback. So he's got to deal with some drawdown like yesterday. I haven't looked at ES. What are we doing over here? Oh, ES has this huge 5-minute gap. What the hell? Like, where is this on Nasdaq? Are we at all-time highs on ES? What? I didn't know that. Oh yeah, you'll be fine. I was just making fun of what happened yesterday. You had to sit in all that on that 89 entry. Hopefully today you don't have to. I mean, this 5-minute has not been tested at all. I also don't know what the market's doing. What I do know is this is still holding. Brute. You had someone brute force of VPs. What is? I can't think right now. So bot 2 was up 100 when we showed that its thing, and then it took a loss. Oh, virtual private server. Damn. What? Someone got into where you're. Oh my god. That's dangerous. What I was saying is bot 2 was up 100, then it went down to like 55. Now it's back up to where it started. So not an ideal P&L curve, but the bot is not phased. If I was doing that, I would be stopping like I did yesterday, but the bot don't care. Nice. Yeah. I mean, if you guys are still running that, can't you just have a whitelist for your guys' IPs? That way no IP can get in unless it's whitelisted. I don't know if you have it set up with like Azure or AWS, but they offer that stuff. Pretty should be an easy setup. I think the problem is if you don't have a static IP, then if your IP is changing constantly, then that doesn't work. Yeah. So you'd have to. I do this for work, or I do this at. We have something like this set up at work where the office the office IP address is whitelisted on our servers. So if like when I'm at home, if I want to remote into something, I need to connect to a VPN at the office, then I can get in because then I can use that IP address. So you could have home VPNs, or just before you get in there, you log in to wherever it's being hosted, add the current IP whitelist, but that's kind of annoying. But at the same time, if it's keeping out people from doing stupid stuff, I guess it's worth it. I don't know. Just a thought. Going back to this fair value gap here. See if we get anything on the 5-second. We had this guy right here. Oh, there's our opportunity. I was wanting it to really pull down into there though, like that. Yeah, for sure, man. Just gonna get out of that. Okay, if we exit. Quant Tower sometimes a little laggy on the flatten button there. I don't know if that's because I'm running a trade copier or what, but got 22 to 20. We got 6 points out of it. It's plenty. Yeah, right. I don't. Oh, okay. Wasn't sure. I mean, I noticed it on other days, or at least since we've been doing the 5 second. And okay, good to know it's not just me. I thought maybe, I mean, my computer should not be lagging with these screens, uh, or with all these charts, but I was like, that's not really exiting when I tell it to exit. Joseph, I can't remember. Are you taking manual trades or you just watch it? Gotcha. Oh, interesting. Hmm. And I'm so tempted to just to get a, like 10 Apex 25Ks and just guarantee passing half of them, but there's no point. It's just me wanting to skip forward by a couple days. It would be much more beneficial for me to put the time in and pass these with what I'm doing. Yeah. There and it's not like it seems it's because it's the whole conditioning we have for sales and stuff. Like, oh, 90% off when Apex does 80% off at least once a month and it's only a little bit cheaper. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, McLovin, we went straight into chop. I'm gonna I'm gonna do something. This bot's getting shut down. What's that number right here? So, well, closed it too early. Looks like we may hit, but there's no reason for me to risk $96 with one micro. I started this journey thinking that I would have bots that just ran, and I just left them alone. But Joseph here has helped make me realize, and I've realized like, no, I need to maintain them. So I'm gonna start doing that. If we're doing good, this only took one loss today, and it's 10:30. It's gonna get shut down in a half 30 minutes anyways. If this was on minis and it was up 1,000, why would I let it keep running and risk more? Like, yeah, it could make more, but from my back testing, it doesn't typically make much more than that. So we're gonna leave that one where it is. and just shut her down while it's up. Ideally, I could add some logic to check for like a daily stop if it's up or down a certain amount, but I don't know what I'd want to put that at, so I'll just do it manually. How much was the funded fee with Bulinox? Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm very tempted, but like I was saying earlier, like I have 4 accounts active and none of them are funded. So I'm really not in any rush. I This is my plan, is to work on the bots. I'm just letting them do what they need to do. Like if they pass accounts and I can switch them to funded, and so be it. I'll just keep let them do what they're doing. Yeah, there's always sales. Um but my plan with manual trading is to pass 1 or 2 accounts, get them to funded. Once those are funded, just add 1 or 2 evals to to copy trade, and just hopefully keep that cycle going. Just build a army of funded accounts and then trade those in groups. I'm realizing the trade copier is not the best thing on Quantower, so I don't want to trade 20 copying at a time, because one mistake would blow them all and that would suck. But let's just say, hypothetically, when I get to 20 funded accounts, I just trade, 4 or 5 at a time. One day, like trade 4 or 5, get to my whatever I want to make on those accounts, switch to another group, trade those. That way I'm never putting them all up at risk. And then, of course, basically do the same thing with the bots. But with the bots, I don't need to copy trade, because I can just spin up 10 bots on each of their own accounts. Got hmm, this is if we close up here, this is a 5-minute gap, but the bot will not take it because the candle is breaking a swing, but the swing needs to be between this. That's what I've debated on changing it, but we just started, so I'm gonna leave it how it is. The swing high that it breaks needs to be in between the low and the high of candle 1 and candle 3. So those are my rules. You're about to get out, McLovin. Are you requiring the high to be taken, or are you getting out here when it's close? Nice. Just about to say, like when we create um, little fair value gaps right before a high is taken, like we're clearly being drawn up to there. This would definitely indicate we're going there. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Just rode that. All right, let's see us go back here. If we do, got another one. This one's already been tapped. And we've got the 5-minute as well. Down at 51, which lines up with that guy. Almost tapped it. ES has a gap as well. I don't think we had any more news, right? Last one was just at 10. There's some oil stuff at 11. Why is it? Why is it terrible? I haven't seen anything on it, but I thought it's just trading view. I thought it was just a skinned trading view. Alito didn't like it either. why they gave it away for $5 a account. And ES came right back to that. It came pretty close. Methodical Man is running. I added some special settings for him about taking the first fair value gap between a time frame. This one's at 10:25. I know he runs it from 10 to 11, so I'm sure his is in a trade right now. His stop would be down here, and then he targets a 2 to 1. So he's aiming for the stars with that, which it's not a setup I take. Obviously, I'm looking for fair value gaps at break swings and just the most recent one, not necessarily the first one between a time frame, but it's the same bot that I have. It's just he's using it with different settings tailored for what he believes he needs to trade. That's what I also want to develop these into stuff like that where different people can run it however they want. Damn. I mean, I've got 2 monitors and a laptop, but this is all I have. This is all I'm looking at is what you guys see. Oh, I see. It's just a that's weird. This is gonna run lower, I suppose. Seeing this order block form, and then we do that. This is probably gonna go lower. Damn it. This swing was kind of my mental stop there. I thought Nasdaq was just gonna plummet. Try this again. On. I'm gonna just get out of it. Damn it. You gotta be kidding me. This seems like it wants to just drop, doesn't it? Unbelievable. As soon as we get out of that. Unbelievable. And now I can't get in it now. Oh my God, that's frustrating. That is so frustrating. I was ready to hold on to this a little bit longer once it went, but it wasn't willing to go. And I was like, I swear, if this comes up and takes out this stop, so that's why I just talked myself into getting out of it. And then very next candle goes straight in the direction. If come on, why? Well, we're back to we're minus $20 right now, so basically break even. That sucks, but I'm gonna keep trading these because why not? I almost think it's just worth it to get in though. I mean, it looks like ES wants to go back into this gap right here. Nasdaq coming up and tapping this 1 minute. Admittedly, I'm being a little more aggressive because we can get accounts for pretty cheap. I know it's not the best, not the best outlook on this. Come on. Now we need ES to freaking go into this and just yank Nasdaq with it. Now it's going. I mean, could we go after these lows on Nas? I got to get out. I made a mistake doing that. You guys know that. You guys are well aware. But we got back to where we were. I can't do that though. Those are bad habits. Bad habits. Die hard, right? That's my cue that we lucked out. That could have been a bad day. I'm not immune. I'm not immune to that, obviously. But I know I've gotten better. So I'm not going to dwell on the mistakes I just made. We're going to take our money and run. Bought 2 up 96, killed it early just to preserve its capital. We had a little bit of a P&L curve there with the 2 manual trading accounts, up 200, then down a couple hundred, I don't know, $200-$300 there for a second. In some pretty rough drawdown on those accounts, but managed to squeak out $200. Honestly, that's what I get for hitting my goal of 200 and then continuing. We continued and I went backwards, and that's dangerous territory for me, is when I'm doing good and then I go backwards. That's when I get pissed, because then I start thinking I should have just stopped. So we lucked out, got back to 200. Knives is here. It's time to head out. But we're stopping there. I'm going to bot 1 runs until at least 1 p.m. I don't know, Knives. You just missed. I almost made I did make some bad decisions and we lucked out. And that's my cue to stop. And let me tell you guys, yesterday we were red and then we got to break even, right? And then I stopped there. And I made a big deal about how important that is. I struggled all day to not come and keep trading, especially because in this room is where my desktop is, where I stream and trade, and I only have Quantower installed on this computer. So like I was out like in the kitchen working on my laptop, and I can't trade on it because I don't have Quantower installed, which is perfect for me. It was dangerous when I traded on Trade-of-8 because I can just open up my phone and trade on Trade-of-8. But yesterday, since I had the bot running, I had Quantower opened. I struggled so hard to not come trade. Like, I had so many times I was thinking, I'm just going to go take a couple scalps. And I would come in this room, sit down, and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm supposed to be done. I got back to break even. Don't risk it. And not until I finally closed Quantower after the trade the bot took. Like, I struggle so hard with that. And today I let it just drop my mouse on my keyboard and stuff. Today that about got to me. What account is this? 35. So we got lucky. We were up back to nothing. And we took a gamble on this last trade. I mean, admittedly, that's what it was. It was a FOMO and a gamble trade. Got lucky because I am better at reading the markets than I was when I would gamble, a couple years ago. But that's when we call it. Should have called it when we were up after we hit our goal the first time, but I didn't because I was being greedy. And that's what I get. So $200 a day ish is when we decide we have to start getting off the charts. That's when I do good, is when I just take my 200 and leave. Knives, you have a good one. Hopefully you had a good day. Appreciate your support as always. All right, I have to get off the charts now that I did that. Unfortunately, I have to leave. I'm going to leave Quantower open because this bot's going to run until 1. If it's not in a trade, or if it doesn't place a trade order by 1, then I'll kill Quantower. But if this takes anything, I'll let you guys know. I'll post it in Discord, and then we'll talk about it tomorrow. That sucks, Cracks. All right, McLovin, you have a good night. Cracks, Joseph. Talk to you guys later.